You asked me to figure out where this video was recorded, so I did. Hi, I'm Jose Monkey, and I find people who ask to be found. Guys, you know that I ask people who send me videos to locate to appear on camera asking to be found. Or if you do not wish to appear on camera, you can hold up a sign instead. But it's got to be some kind of physical sign. It can't be just something that you digitally added afterwards. Now you can go to my site and print one of these signs if you want to. Do you guys even own printers anymore? But you can just use whatever you have available. A post-it note, your iPad, or you can do what this person did and just write Jose Monkey find me on a giant antenna overlooking your city. Okay, maybe that last option isn't available to everybody, but it's pretty cool. Anyway, so what can we see? As I said, this video was recorded from a fairly high place. This person gives us a good look around. They show us a view of the ground and the surrounding area. We can see that there's a baseball stadium here, and also this water tower. And they show us a whole bunch of other stuff too. We can see what looks like a large cemetery here. And we can see a fair amount of what looks like a city. And then they look up and down a few times toward the end of the video just to make sure that I was really dizzy. Now I suspect that there are multiple ways to find this place. We've got a good number of landmarks that we could search for here with the stadium and the cemetery and the water tower. And I'm fairly certain that you could probably get a reverse image search match on one of these buildings. But guys, I spotted another clue that gave it away even more quickly. There's this one point in the video where we can very briefly see just a glimpse of what looks like a football field here. It's really only about 15 or 16 frames, so like a half second of video. But when you slow it down, you can clearly see that in one end zone we have the letters MONTG, and at the other end of the field we see RY. I figured that probably said Montgomery, so I just googled Montgomery football field, and I pretty quickly found an article about the recent renovations that happened at the Crampton Bowl Stadium field. That's in Montgomery, Alabama. The article included this photo, which looked to me a lot like what I was seeing in the video, so I went to check it out. And guys, that was it. You are high up above the Alabama Public Television Building next to Patterson Field in Montgomery, Alabama. I was able to use the 3D view on Google Earth to get this view straight down like we see at the beginning of the video, and also this other view facing toward the cemetery. Now, whenever I find someplace quickly using a clue like this, there are always people who will say, "Yeah, I bet you wouldn't have found it without the football field though." So I started wondering how I would find this if I hadn't had that clue. Like I said, I was pretty sure you could use Google Lens on one of the buildings that we see here.
You can't use Google Lens, that's cheating.
Okay, settle down. Without using Google Lens and without using a football field, how would I have found this place? Well, I probably would have done some queries against the OpenStreetMap using some of the landmarks I mentioned. I would look for stadiums near cemeteries that were also close to water towers. Of course, you'd probably still want to narrow it down to a region and not just the entire United States. There weren't really a lot of clues in this video that give away the region though, but I did see one thing that potentially helped. I noticed this plant growth near the side of the road here that looked like something called kudzu. That is an invasive plant species from Asia that is often called the vine that ate the South. You see this stuff all over the southeastern United States, though it has spread to other areas as well. So I would have probably focused my search on the southeastern states and looked for the landmarks I said. But guys, I'm not sure I would have found it that way, because I discovered that this water tower is not listed in the OpenStreetMap database. Or at least it wasn't, I just added it like 20 minutes ago. Anyway, without that, I probably would have ended up looking at a bunch of wrong locations doing that. If I had eventually concluded that one or more of those nodes was not available in the database, I guess I could have changed my query. I wouldn't have known which ones were missing, so I would have had to try different combinations. The stadium with the cemetery with the water tower with the stadium. But with only two of the three, it would have been much harder to narrow down the results. And if more than one of them had been missing, I don't know, it would have been really hard. Searching for cemeteries that were very close to stadiums in the southeast would have given you a result that included this location. But yeah, that would have taken a very long time. So would I have found it without the football field and without using a reverse image search as a last resort? I don't know, maybe not. See, I told you, this guy sucks. Okay, it's time to check which previous location was closest to this one. And this time it was in Season 1, Episode 200 in Prattville, Alabama. That is only about 8.5 miles or about 14 kilometers away from this spot. That's all for now, guys. Check out the map of all the places I've found for you so far on my site, and while you're there, maybe go check out my store if you want to pick up a t-shirt or something. And if anybody else wants me to find them, record a video where you say, "Find me, Jose Monkey," or something like that, on camera, or hold up a sign that says something similar. And don't forget to tag me in a comment on that video.